Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be about Meg Thee Stallion's um what she revealed about her struggles with her label. I thought this was an interesting topic for a few reasons, and I just wanted to give my opinion on it. But before I do get into what my opinion is, please go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and yeah, let's just jump right into the video. So if you don't know who Meg Thee Stallion is, she is a rapper and she got pretty big like last year. She really coined the term hot girl summer and she really blew up. So a lot of people really like her. I think that she has a really good flow. I've heard her freestyle like right before she really got big. I remember like following the spam page and they would post her freestyles and I was like, whoa, like she can really freestyle. Like she definitely, in my opinion, has rapping talent for sure, and has rapping talent that I haven't seen in the industry for a while. So she's like a breath of fresh air, and not just as a female rapper, but as a rapper in general, because I promise you, a lot of these male rappers cannot freestyle. So I thought that she was definitely a breath of fresh air, and people really like her music, and people really just like her whole vibe. She seems like a fun person, and everyone really, I don't really know too many people who dislike Meg Thee Stallion. So she has a lot of support. But she went on Instagram Live recently. I think it was yesterday or maybe the day before that. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday though. And she revealed that her label will not let her release new music. Now, this is a huge problem, especially for someone who's just really starting out as a big name in the industry, because she has to keep releasing new music for people to keep her relevant, to stay in people's minds. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this Instagram Live, and then I'm going to talk about everything that she revealed about her contract and her label afterwards.
Hey, so how the fuck can y'all say a nigga made me? Niggas don't even care about what's right. They care about money in the end. And it's a greedy game, man. So, if y'all don't see no music from Megan Thee Stallion, it's because 1501 don't want to drop that music. And that shit real crazy. It's real sad. Like, people be like, oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. I'm signed to independent labels. I'm not signed to them big ass labels these other artists are signed to, and they got pushes and they get placements and they do all kind of shit. So anything you see me do is because I woke up and did it that day.
So obviously Meg seemed really heartbroken, and I felt really bad for her because of the position that she's in. But then she also went on to tweet some things about what she was talking about in the Instagram Live, and she said that she read her contract but didn't understand the verbiage and is now just in a bad contract. So I have a few thoughts about this myself. Now, one, a lot of people know that Meg is in college, she's in college right now. That doesn't make her qualified to read those contracts. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. I'm in college. I know other people who are in college, and I'm letting you know right now that just because you're a college student, and this was a few years ago, so she wasn't even as educated as she is now, that doesn't qualify you to read contracts. And I think the one critique that I have of artists who complain about their contracts later is, okay, well, did you go over it with a lawyer, with an attorney? Because at the end of the day, those are the people who are trained and qualified to read those contracts. She said herself, she didn't understand the verbiage. If you don't understand the verbiage, why are you signing the contract? I mean, I know that it's so much easier to say that when I'm not in that position, because, you know, it's an extremely exciting thing to know that you're about to get signed to a label. But at the end of the day, you have to protect yourself. And so many people have so many horror stories about what happened in the industry that it makes no sense to not protect yourself in that way. So when I saw that, I was like, can I really feel that bad for you, Meg? Like, can I really feel that bad for someone who neglected to read their contract and fully understand it? Because obviously she didn't understand it. And then she went on to tweet stuff and use the hashtag free Meg and free the Stallion. And while I don't like the fact that she was even given a bad contract, I don't like the fact, I think that it is wrong, and I think the record label is ultimately the most wrong party in this situation, because they were trying to bamboozle her. They were trying to, do a catch-22 on her. They were trying to trick her into signing a bad contract. But at the end of the day, as an adult, you have to protect yourself. And so for her to use these hashtags, free Meg, free the Stallion, as if she didn't sign this contract, is kind of ridiculous. The contract language has not changed. At least that's not, she didn't say that it changed. The contract language has not changed. They didn't not, she said that she didn't understand the verbiage. It's not as if they were using totally different language. She just didn't understand it. So it's her fault for signing the contract. Now, again, I do feel bad for her. Of course I do. No one should be put in this type of situation where they can't release music. But at the end of the day, you signed the contract. So I can't feel so bad for her, and I can't use these hashtags, and I can't rally behind her when I'm like, but you signed it. You signed the contract. You could have easily not signed it. Another point that I want to stress, and this is more of just a lesson that I think a lot of people need to learn, is that Meg should have invested in an attorney and retained an attorney to read over her contract. She should have paid an attorney to read her contract. I know that at the time she probably did not have enough money that she thought she did, but I'd rather not lose a bunch of money later than have to pay an attorney, however, maybe $1,000, maybe even less than that, to read over a contract and to make sure that it looks good. Because she obviously did not understand the legalese. That is why she is in this position now. That is why she is in this predicament now. So now she has to, pay all of these legal fees to sue the company, when she could have easily just retained an attorney and then negotiate her contract the way that it should have been negotiated, and now she doesn't have to deal with the headache and deal with losing even more money than she would have lost by just retaining an attorney. And I think that goes into an even bigger conversation, especially for people my age who are just starting to get into the workforce, get into professionalism, get into trying to make a substantial amount of money, and trying to live a nice lifestyle. I think that one thing that we need to really understand is that to make sure that you don't lose money, you have to invest the right amount of money before you do anything. So she didn't invest correctly beforehand, and now she's losing more money than she should have. I think that anyone can learn a lesson that you might need to invest a good amount of money. You might need to go the extra mile to make sure that you protect yourself in the long run. And I don't think that Meg did that. But I also don't blame her for doing that, simply because she was young. Young people make mistakes, especially if she didn't have the right amount of guidance, especially if she was going in trusting this label, especially if she was extremely excited about this opportunity and did not want to lose it by bringing in attorneys, by making it seem like she didn't trust the record label. Well, she shouldn't have trusted them, obviously, because now it's coming back to bite her. So I just think that this is a lesson to be learned, that especially for people in my generation, young people who are going into the workforce and going into building businesses and building brands and building whatever they're trying to build, you have to put in that capital beforehand, or else it'll really hurt you in the back end. That in mind, Meg did take legal action, and she ended up being able to release new music. A judge, I guess, in some court, I'm not even sure how she did this, but a judge said that her label can't stop her from releasing new music. So she is releasing new music, I think this week, which is really exciting for her. What I don't understand is, why wouldn't the label want her to release new music? I don't get that part. And I think I have a little bit of a conspiracy theory, because I'm like, why wouldn't, I mean, she does well on the charts. Like, she's been doing well with her music. People really like her music. So why is it that the label is blocking her music, unless one, they don't believe in the track that she's going to release, or two, they just don't think that right now it's financially sound to release. I just don't understand why they wouldn't want her to release music, or like they don't believe in her. Why would you sign an artist that you don't believe in? Why would you sign an artist that you end up not wanting to make music, which in the end is going to make both of you money? I don't understand that. However, I have a bit of a theory. Now, I know that I just talked about everything with Meg signing a bad contract and everything like that. However, wouldn't it be interesting if all of this was fake and all of this was just made up so that she could really, like, pump up this new single? Wouldn't that be interesting if maybe all of this was just a contrived lie, so that she could have a lot of people supporting her new single? Now, I don't know if that's true. Obviously, that is just a conspiracy theory. Please do not come for me. Please do not sue me. I am a college student and I am broke. Please do not sue me. But I'm just saying, it seems really convenient that, like, as soon as all of this comes out, suddenly a judge is like, no, you can't let her not release music, which I don't know how any of this makes sense. But yeah, that's an interesting theory that I have about this whole situation. Do I believe that she's lying? I think for me, I think that this theory is like a 10%. I believe it's like a 90% I believe her, 10% I believe that this is a lie. So take from that what you will. Now, let's really talk about this legal action that Meg most likely took. I just threw in that theory because I think it's an interesting theory. But let's just believe her for this video's sake. So, Meg took legal action. Who does that remind you of? Oh, my label won't let me release my music. My label won't let me own my music. My label won't, they like sold my music. They won't let me release any music. Who does that remind you of? Miss Taylor Swift. It's so funny how all of this happens with Meg. And it seems like it's the same thing. Meg was young and she signed a bad contract, but you know what she did? She went to the court. She said, no, you're not going to bamboozle me. You're not going to give me a bad contract. I am going to go to court and try to see what I can do. Who didn't do that? Taylor Swift. Why? Because she knew that she couldn't take legal action. I've been saying this from day one, and it's all coming to fruition with all of these other examples of people going to court. And then there's Taylor Swift, who did not go to court. What does that say to you? It says to you, or at least it communicates to me, that she knew that she didn't have a case. Why? Because she didn't have anything to cry about. She didn't have anything to sue about. What can she sue about? What, really, honestly, truly. And I know good and well that Taylor Swift has way more money, way better lawyers than Meg Thee Stallion does. But what could she sue about? Let me know. I would love to know what she could sue about. So then what can she cry about? Because if there was no really illegal actions going on, then what in the world was Taylor Swift attacking Scooter Braun and still continues to attack Scooter Braun about? That's number one. That's the first thing. The second thing is, Meg Thee Stallion is going through this with her label, and it's like this big thing on social media, and Taylor Swift is radio silent about it. Like, completely silent. Where is that feminist power? Where is that women supporting women power? Let's stick it to the man type attitude that Taylor Swift has had this whole time, when it's her own struggle against her label, right? People have been noticing this. This tweet that went viral. Hey, Taylor Swift, here's your chance to demonstrate your anti-label women's empowerment thing is more than self-interested pandering. So where exactly is Taylor Swift in this? Where is her voice? What's so funny to me is that when it is her problem, when she has an issue, she needs everybody to back her, right? She needs everybody's support. She is going to shame you and call you anti-feminist, anti-woman if you do not support her. But she can't talk about anybody else's problems. She can't speak out for anybody else. Why would she do that? Why would Taylor Swift do that? Why would Taylor Swift take out time in her day to talk about somebody else's issues? It is so crazy to me how she was just going on and on about her problems, but as soon as somebody else is going through the same thing and has grounds to take legal action and does, Taylor Swift is radio silent. What does that say? What does that say? Is she really an advocate? Or is she just self-interested? Is she just a narcissist? Is she just someone who really, truly only cares about herself? And on top of that, Taylor Swift had wealthy, intelligent parents who hired lawyers to read over her contract, which is why she can't take any legal action. That's really what it boils down to. So all of this, it just, as soon as I saw what Meg was going through, and then I saw, oh, she's taking legal action, she's suing, it made me think of how Taylor Swift went to try to destroy this man, Scooter Braun, for honestly, truly no reason. It's not like he bought specifically her music, he bought the label itself. So that's one thing that I'm just like, bro, like, why are you attacking this man? And then on top of that, she signed a bad contract. It's not the label's fault that she signed a bad contract. Should the label have given her a bad contract? No, that's wrong, period. But at the end of the day, she had lawyers to look over it. She had intelligent, educated parents to look over it. She had a father who ended up investing in the same label that did her so dirty and so wrong. I hope that she disowned her dad, right? I mean, she must have, because her dad is part of the label, and the label just did her so wrong, right? It's just, I love clocking the hypocrisy because it needs to be clocked. And nobody wants to clock it because everyone's scared of looking like an anti-feminist and looking like, oh, you're just a hater and you just don't want women to win. Well, listen, I am a woman. And I don't care about your gender. What I care about is right and wrong. And at the end of the day, Taylor Swift is wrong, in my opinion. In my opinion, she makes herself out to be a victim. But then when other people go through the same things, she's not there. She talks about being bullied. She talks about women need to empower women. But look what she did to Katy Perry. Let's really talk about it. Let's really analyze this. It's so crazy to me how she expects everybody to be on her side. You gotta be on my side if you're a woman. Well, Meg Thee Stallion is a woman. Where are you, Taylor? Please say something. Please say something so you don't look like as much of a hypocrite as you're looking. I mean, she's still gonna look like a hypocrite, but at least prove that you're not that much of a hypocrite. Like, at least try not to be as clockable. Oh, and look who did come to her defense. JoJo. Now, if you know anything about JoJo is such an amazing, her voice is incredible. She had a lot of hits in the early 2000s, but then a lot of people forgot about JoJo. Turns out she was in a horrible legal battle with her label because they did what? They put her in a bad contract. There was a bad contract, and she ended up having to go through all of these things with her label. I mean, they really did horrible things to her. I suggest that you look up her story because it's really sad, and I'm really happy that she was able to get out of that and come back, and a lot of people are remembering who she is and, rooting for her and supporting her. So where was Taylor Swift when JoJo was telling her story? Where was Taylor Swift? Can somebody answer that for me? Because JoJo's story was pretty big. A lot of people knew about it. Where was Taylor Swift? But look at JoJo. JoJo is what? Supporting Meg Thee Stallion. Why? Because she knows what happened, and she doesn't want to seem like a hypocrite. Because that's hypocritical to ask everybody to sob for you, but you don't sob for the next person who's going through the same exact thing. That's not okay. And it's like Taylor Swift is just being exposed. I know that this video is supposed to be about Meg Thee Stallion, and I know that a lot of people are going to be like, why are you talking about Taylor Swift? But at the end of the day, this is my channel. I can talk about what I want to talk about, and I'm going to clock the hypocrisy if I see it. If I see it, I'm going to say something about it. So this is what I'm going to leave you with the situation with Taylor Swift and how she was completely silent about this situation, how she probably won't say anything. It is clear what type of person Taylor Swift is by her actions and by her lack of action. Specifically by her lack of action, because it shows who she cares about and when she cares about these things. When does Taylor Swift care? Only when it's happening to her. When will Taylor Swift be a huge feminist, rallying behind women? When it is about her. When will Taylor Swift speak up? When it's about her. When will Taylor Swift really be a feminist? When it's about her. Taylor Swift, I don't think that she's really a feminist. I think that she's just on her own side. If she was a man, it'd be different. If she was a man, I think that she'd be a misogynist. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Because of the self-centered attitude. And the fact that she is so willing to cry and complain and make people rally around her, or you're a misogynist. But then what happens with Meg? Why don't you support Meg? Her power, her star power could help a lot of things. But she refuses. She hasn't done anything. She hasn't said anything. It's something to think about. It's definitely something to think about. And with Meg, I really truly wish for the best for her. I hope that all of this works out for her. I hope that she's able to sign with a better label, because she was talking about how she's, with independent brands, or not independent brands, independent labels. So I hope that she's able to sign with a big label who, really, crosses their T's and dots their I's, and that she has a good lawyer who's able to read her new contracts I think that she'll most likely get, because I think that she's climbing the ranks in the music industry, and I think that a lot of people are really going to support her in the coming years. So I think that she's going to she has a lot of potential. I think that Meg has a lot of potential. But can I feel too bad for her? Honestly, no, just because you knew that you didn't understand your contract, so why did you sign it? Welcome to the real world, welcome to the adult world. It is a tough, sad place sometimes, but it is what it is. But I hope that this legal battle works out for her. If she can find a way to sue them and get some money out of it, hey, great. Because at the end of the day, the label is the most wrong in this entire situation. So that's my thoughts on this whole Meg versus her label situation. So that is it from me. Please enjoy this obligatory Tom Holland picture as I close out. But thank you so much for watching. I know that I was a little bit all over the place with this video and I went to a bunch of different topics, but I hope that you understood the gist of what I was saying in this video. I'm really glad to be making a video right now because I'm getting back into the swing of things, guys. Hopefully I can keep this up. But again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Go ahead and comment down below what you think of everything that I talked about, what you think of the Meg Thee Stallion situation, what do you think of Taylor Swift Swift's silence on the situation? Like, what are your thoughts? And please go ahead and give this video a big... Oh, and please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Sorry, I was mixing things up. But anyways, thank you again so much for watching and just for joining me. And hopefully I see you in my next video. Bye.